Hello. Hello, everybody. So, today I'm here because it's supposed to be the witches class, but we are on holidays break. And if you guys are not watching the witches process, you can watch it is here on YouTube. There's a playlist for it. It's Making Witches Live, and I'm making a witch with the students and making some draws to decide what is going to go on the witches. So there's also some games. And one of my students got a shy witch on the draw, and I got in love witch. So I've been making an in love witch, and she needs some help to do the shy witch. So I've decided to come here and make a shy old lady because her witch is going to be old, and I don't need to make a witch here. Hola. So I'm going to start with the skull. Right now, I am just providing skulls for my students. They will be for sale soon at Amazon. And I'm going to start by setting the eyes. So I'm just going to get a little bit of clay with rotten teeth. Yeah, but the picture you sent me, Suzanne, doesn't really have teeth. So we don't need to use those. We actually should just put one or two popping out of her lips. So we don't really need to do anything with those tools. If you want to, you can just follow the same instructions for my witch and cut off and make rotten before you go for this step. Okay, if not, we can just add a tooth. But if your tooth is not showing on your face expression, you don't really need to add. So I'm going to put a little bit of clay. If it gets too hard for you to place the eyes, you might want to dissolve this clay with liquid sculpting, liquid clay. It could be PV gel or super sculpty. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever you prefer. And you can make this clay a little bit softer and a little bit stickier, which help to move the eyes around a little bit easier. And the reference that I have for the witch is this one. So this is what I'm going to try to make. It's just an old lady, and she's going to make into a witch because she's going to have green skin for hers. But mine, it will just be an old lady. Okay. So I just try to put kind of the same amount of clay to the eyes, and now I'm going to place my eyeballs. Thank you. So when we place the eyeball, you don't need to go too deep with it. A dead skull. Well, just because it makes it easier to get the human shape. So I'm going to place the eyes here and try to get them with the same depth. That's very important, but also try to make her look to whatever I want her to look, direction that I want the person I'm making to be looking at. And I'm going to make her looking up. So I'm going to press here like this. Up and to the side. So this eye is kind of already where I want. And this one. Kind of what I want to. So to place eyes, a lot of people have struggled to do it. The skull is resin, which is, it's actually a hard job to place the eyes in a very proper and both of them looking in the same direction. It takes a little bit of practice, but also once we actually make the eyelids, we might notice that it's not perfectly right, and we can always keep on moving and changing if we want to. So I think this one is better, matching more my reference, so I will try to put this one looking higher up. And then what happened is this one is a little bit more out. It's really important to look in this direction to see if there is an eye deeper than the other, and then try to put them both with the same depth. So now it's better. Hello. So I'm just trying to look at her right now and see that she's looking to the same direction with both eyes. I kind of can see that right now, so I'm okay with it. And now I'm going to place the jaw. We should probably, Suzanne, you should probably remove her teeth to reach this face expression. Maybe if it gets on your way, remove the whole, like all the teeth, because of the shape of her mouth. If you, the teeth might get on your way, so you can remove the whole teeth. I'm not going to do that because this is a perfect skull and I don't want to damage just for demonstration. But I'll try to build the face farther, and then I can actually go with the same face expression. Just build up everything farther, and then I can still have space to do that with the teeth. And then this one I'm going to put kind of to the back a little bit, so at least this one doesn't get on my way. I'm going to clean up the excess. And this is how I always start a sculpture. I always use the skull, just because I think it makes it much easier and faster. And then I will put a little bit of a very thin layer of clay, already well kneaded, and put on top of my skull. Cover the skull with the skin. The only thing you have to be careful when you cover it is like avoid having air bubbles between the skull and your clay. So I'm pressing in to make sure that I will not have air bubbles. This is PV clay. It's a brand of polymer clay. Thank you. Thank you. So under here, you don't really need to do exactly how I'm doing. Whatever way the clay end up on the chin, you can just squeeze or cut, or just make sure it will be attached, and it doesn't need to be exactly how I did here. I don't always do the same, like I just push it down, avoiding the air bubbles, and I just work according to how the clay end up in here, so it's not a big deal. And I'm gonna remove this excess. If you want to leave this excess so it's easier for you to hold the head, you can. Sometimes it's better. This way. And it's also important that the layer of clay is thin enough so you can still see the shapes of the skull underneath, and you can see the eyes. So now let's go to the most important part, that is start cutting mouth according to the face expression and eyes according to the face expression. So I'm gonna cut the eye kind of like where I can see that is in the center, and try to open just enough so I can see the iris. this way. So I'm not giving a face expression yet. I'm pretty much just opening the eye, not giving a shape. Just open. And same thing here. I'm gonna cut. And I'm gonna open. If you guys want to see this full class, it's on Patreon or here on YouTube if you sign up as a member, as a student. That is all the other witch that the other witch that I already made and all the students participating, and it's a pretty fun class. We are on our holidays break, but we'll be back in January. So I just opened the eyes. As you can see, I did not put a shape to it. Okay? Now I'm going to open the mouth. I'm just going to kind of make a mark. I don't want her to have open mouth, but I want to see where is the mouth direction. So you don't need to worry about actually opening. And here I'm going to just put my tool inside the nose to make sure there's not an air bubble inside there, because sometimes, because there's a hole in the nose and sometimes the clay does not reach it. So I'm just going to make sure that there's no air bubbles in there either. Okay. All right, now I'm going to add a little nose in here. And I like to work like making this look like a human figure as fast as I can, so I can add details. So I work kind of with a sketch, adding everything that is important first, and then I start giving details and face expression and whatever else I want to add to this sculpture. So I'm gonna add the nose. Okay, this clay is dirty. I've been touching with my hand and I have a little bit of paint, so I'm gonna get new clay here just so the nose doesn't get darker. Because I was painting, so I have some leftover paint in my hands. And that's it. Just a shape. There's nothing really as a nose yet here. Okay? Now slowly I will start adding a face expression. So I will shape the nose a bit skinnier. You guys can ask questions, but not today, because this is a lesson that I am actually helping a student that need to make a shy witch. So I'm focusing in giving the class and not answering questions right now. I'm sorry, guys. I just opened up the class because I thought it would be interesting, but I can't really answer too many questions that has nothing to do with the class. So I'm just making the nose a little bit thinner. I can come another day for question and answers. Okay? And I'm just making it thinner and making sure that once I go down, I also go out. So it's like inclinated. It's not completely out, down when I do that. So I kind of bring it down, but then I remove the pressure out of my tool and let it go to the side like this. And that's every time I make a nose. It's not completely down. And for my reference, it's mostly for the face expression, so we don't really need to go with the nose shape of the old lady. We can just use the face expression as a reference, not really nose shape or whatever. Okay, so I'm making the nose kind of more to the front because I want the mouth to be able to go in. And I don't want to remove my skull teeth, but if you prefer, you can just remove the teeth. And now I'm going to press inside here around the eye, press it down and press it down here. So that's going to give me the eyeball curve, and I'm going to do the same thing here and here. Press it down to give the eyeball curve. And I'm going to reopen the eye, but now I'm going to worry about the face expression, the expression of this eye. So following my reference, she's looking to the side, so this iris is very much in the corner in here. So I'm going to keep the iris in the corner, like this. And she has very happy eyes. So for the happy eyes that I can see, it's let me go closer here, there. So it's very rounded here. Okay, so here you go. Leave the iris in the corner and make it rounded. Like this. And then from the bottom here, for the happy eyes, I'm just going to remove a little bit of volume here. There's too much volume and we need to go down under the eye. Let me just bring this a little bit here. And always make sure that the corner, inside corner goes down. That's where the tear, it's to guide the tear, so that's always down. And then here, for a happy eye, she have this part really chubby. Like this. I always explain my daughters, happy eyes are an upside down U, always. So even though it's realistic, you know, like the cartoons, like closing the eyes up. So even it's realistic, we change a little bit this upside down U by giving a normal eye shape, but we still keep the curve kind of going like this. And then to make it easier for my student, I'm gonna put this volume separated. So right now, I just want to make sure that it's deeper. This curve happens going deeper here, out and deep here. That's why we press the corner. So make sure to keep this and make sure that your eyelid is touching your eyeball. You can't leave a space between the two of them. Okay? Okay, now to make this eye happy, I'm gonna make just one so you guys can see the difference. Now we're gonna mark the top of the eyelid here. So I'm just gonna use my dentist tool here to mark. So very gentle, I'm going to make a mark here. See, but the eyes still don't look happy. I actually need my glasses. I can't see what I'm doing. Just a second. Okay. So this gave more of a human eye, but still not a happy eye. Still quite sad, actually. Okay, now that I mark the top of the eyelid, I will make sure to go back with that shape by making it rounded here, because when we press it, it always changes the shape. So it's something we have to always keep on fixing, the eye shape. This. And I can't see what I'm doing. making this go down. And now I want this part to come up to give me the upside down U. So this make the eye happier, see? There you go. Now I can see a much happier eye here. And I'm gonna remove the volume from here because this needs to go deeper. And I'm gonna clean up around so I can actually see a human face without all these marks. All right, so I got one eye and it looks happy already. Now I'm going to work on the nose shape. It's always important that the nose finishes between the eyes. So mine is not, mine is going all the way to the forehead. That's wrong. So I'm going to go in between the eyes and press it down here. This is where the nose actually starts. Okay, and now I'm going to let it go gently up like this and then meet up the forehead. This way. And here I'm going to make, when the nose starts right in the line, it also opens a little bit. Once it goes over the eye, meeting the eyebrow, it opens like this. And I'm just smoothing out. So everything participates on the face expression. I'm not just making happy eyes. She's not going to look happy if there's not a happy cheek. Cheek. I don't know how to say that in English, but this part. Not a baby chicken. And I'm going to also make sure that her eyebrow goes high here, because that give her kind of like a poor me look. So it's like a cute type of smile. Always think about cartoon. When you do cartoons and you want to make happy eyes, you always go like this, right? That means it's happy. So the same thing when we're actually sculpting, you just go happy. And then the eyebrow, if you go like this, it's a happy shy because it's in this direction. So always focus on how people make cartoons, because that really helps to know where to put where to direct your eyes and help out with your face expression. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to continue marking this eyebrow here. So I can see a little bit better. And now I'm going to shape the nose. So it doesn't really matter the type of nose she has, because it doesn't need to be like the one we're making. The nose doesn't really participate on the face expression, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to bring it up. Thank you. The nostrils, I'm going to bring it up just because that's the shape I want to give to this nose. Not necessarily needs to go up. Make it thinner. Try to make symmetrical. And I'm gonna poke the nostrils here. So always when I poke a nostril, I go on the top to poke. I just poke it, and then I go down first, straight down, and then I open to the sides like this. And then I form kind of like a V here. It opens here, and that's how it's supposed to be. Beijo, Brasil. And I'm gonna mark the nostrils now. So see, Suzanne, I didn't cut her teeth, but I brought her nose higher up so I can actually bring this part down just like hers and build up her face to the front. But you can just go normal, and then without the teeth, you easily can give this shape to the mouth. And I'm just shaping the nose still. Okay, now I'm going to mark the wings on the sides. Thank you. So I'm pretty much working one side first, this side first, and then I'll just copy the other side. So I'm not concerned about that side. I just want the nose to be kind of as much as symmetrical as I can at this point, but I'm also not super concerned about it. And I'm smoothing so I can see the face happening. Okay, that's enough for a nose shape. I will work on details later on. I was just making like a sketch for now. And it's also important that in here we dig in on this V on the nose, and this side of the eye we lose volume in here. This way. Okay, that looks better already. And always clean up a bit whatever leftover clay you have so you can still see the shape. Okay, so now I'm gonna make her mouth according to my reference. And let me go back to the reference if you still didn't see. This is the mouth that I'm gonna try to make. So I'm gonna add a little bit of clay under the nose, and that's, you can do it even if you remove the teeth, if you need more volume. If you remove the teeth and this is already in the right spot, then you don't need to add, but you can. And I'm gonna blend it in with the nose this way. And this way. And now I want this curve looking on the profile to go in, pretending that she has no teeth at all, like this. And here I need to blend in better. This way. So now it looks like she has no teeth. And I'm gonna add a little bit to the bottom lip. so they are kind of in the same line here. And I'm also going to press it in like this. Okay, now I'm going to actually mark a lip here. I'm just fixing the shape. I want them to come together here. And now with this tool, I'm going to copy the way she's smiling, and it's kind of like go like this. And then straight. It goes a little bit up and then here straight down. I'm gonna bring this under the wings. Always this part kind of like follow the shape of the wings going under. And here the same thing, kind of remove a bit of this excessive clay here. And here is important to look in this direction to see this curve if it's symmetrical. And if it's not too close or not too open. Okay, so that's good. This is light skin color. Now I'm gonna put some cheeks, and I don't know how to say that word in English. My kids always make fun of me. Suzanne, you can put the rotten teeth if you want, but you don't really have to, because that mouth that in this reference is really, really close. If you do want, we can do that live when we are just the two of us together, and I can try to modify her lips a little bit to put the rotten teeth. How about that? If you really want to do it. Because right now I kind of just want to follow the reference. That's what I always do. And then if I need to do some changes, then I do changes after. Now I'm going to put the cheeks, and I always start with kind of like a teardrop, but long. This time is long because she's older, and I want this cheek to come all the way under the chin here. Actually, she doesn't really have like a rounded, nice rounded chin. But the teardrop is important because it goes right here on top of the nose, like this, and under the eyes, forming this, the teardrop, that is this volume that we have here that also guides the tear, so the tears don't go straight down to your mouth. And it doesn't reach the top of the nose, so it's important that on the profile, this doesn't go all the way to the top of the nose. It goes halfway through, like slowly, gently climbs the nose. This way, and then also here, and then goes around the eye like this. I think here it needs chubbier, and I want it to go all the way down the chin like this because she's older, and we do have this falls down. It passes our chin with age, so that's kind of what I want to do. You can do in two parts if you prefer, like do one and then add this one later on. And I'm going to smooth this out and blend in with the face. And as I blend in, I will give the shape that I want for the smile wrinkle here, according to my reference also. this way. And here I will start smoothing out, bringing to the chin this way, but also leaving the difference of volumes to show. We want this difference of volumes to show here. And we can even make a little mark here for the chin. We can put wrinkles here after. Oh, this is for my student that I'm helping her with her witch. Mine is in love face expression, and she's almost ready. And yes, she's gonna be complete. I'm not gonna finish this one. This is just to show one of my students. Okay, so if you close here, we have already a lot of similarities with her. And we barely started, so it's pretty good. Not this side, just the one side. Before I keep on going, my student is here right now. Do you have any questions, or any of my other students, or any of you that are watching me, if you have any questions about what I just did, feel free to ask. Your doubt could be somebody else, so it's fine. I'm just gonna dig here a little bit to kind of make a mark to show that that's supposed to have a bottom lip there, and make the chin here more better rounded. And then the nose shape, it doesn't really matter. I'm using PV clay. I'm using this clay here. It's a Brazilian clay. It's a type of polymer clay. It's a brand of polymer clay. It depends on the size. Too small is hard because of it's too small, and too big is also hard because of more details to add, like pores and wrinkles and all of that. Suzanne, do you have any question? I don't know if she's here because she's in the middle of her work, but anyway, I can help her with her questions later. So Suzanne is taking also private lessons with me, and she's very generous to let me show her class live streaming. Okay, I made those eyes myself. I am just selling to my students right now. I might sell them on Amazon, I'm still not sure. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of do the other side. I'm not going to try to go exactly like it because that's a bit of time consuming, but just so we don't have this weird, completely weird other side. No, I usually work this way, but if you feel more comfortable to do 2 eyes and then 2 cheeks, you can. I just prefer doing like that because I kind of see this side red, and then this one I just copy because for me it's not very hard to copy. But it's a little bit harder to give symmetry if you do the way I'm doing. So it really depends on how you work. You don't really have to follow exactly what I'm doing. But right now what we did more was the face expression, right? It's kind of like Fimo, but it's not Fimo. It's PV clay. PV clay is a Brazilian clay. So, thank you. But the important part here for you is the eye that got a very nice face expression. It's still not ready. We're still going to add more stuff. And this smile is very shy. It's very cute, actually. I love it. this cute shy smile. And now I'm just going to add this one here too, because this makes a huge difference, the cheeks. I like her. She looks very shy. Yes, and my PV clay is my favorite clay. It's much easier to work than Fimo because it's harder. I mean, it's easier for me. I think this is very personal. Um, it really depends on how you like to work. That's my preference. I think Fimo is too soft. And also I'm vegan and Fimo is not vegan. PV clay is vegan, so that also helps to decide. Yes, symmetry is practice. I struggle too, still do. I mean, I struggle much less than before, and I've been struggling less and less. Hopefully, someday I won't struggle anymore. But the best ways to look at symmetry is always doing this direction, and then slowly you turn your clay like this. I mean, your piece. And then you keep on looking at all the arches, if they're in the same height, in the same depth, if they are all the same. So you turn your sculpture this way all the way through, and then you do the opposite. You do this way and turn, like, see, you can already see differences on the nose. There's some different on the forehead here. And then slowly you try to fix all these differences. This way, see, this cheek is a little bit lower than that one. That was a very big one, see? Here, I need to add clay here to get them in the same direction. But that's the last thing I'm gonna do. And hi Marsha, hi Pam. And that's it then. That is the best way to do symmetry. Also, some trick that you can do is at some point on our sculpture, we look at it and we can't see anything anymore. Yeah, nobody's completely symmetric, but it's always good to get as good as you can. So another tip, if you're having trouble like at some point we look at it and we don't see anything anymore. So put your sculpture away for, I say, at least one day, and then you look at it again, and also look at your sculpture through the mirror and take a picture of it. That helps you to see mistakes, to find out what's wrong, where can you change. Okay, I think she's cute. I really like this shy smile. And now I'm going to try to give some of this eye shape here before we keep on going, so she at least look like not so bad, like with this eye completely different from the other. Okay, so I hope I can keep my hand here. I'm not looking to my phone right now. I'm trying to look to the eyes with my glasses. And okay, let me talk about that, because now is the opposite than this eye, because she's looking to the side. So now if you look at our reference, her iris is all the way in the end of the eye here. So we're gonna go around this way. Let me go closer. Okay, she's not showing any white part of the eyeball in this side of that eye. It's all hidden. And try to go with the same face expression. And happy eyes, remember, this corner must to go up and make like a upside down U. Look how happy her eyes are now. To dry this, we need to bake in the oven, and it's about, to bake a face like that, I'd say 15 minutes on the oven, 130 Celsius degrees, just a regular oven. It's a very low temperature. Okay, that's enough for us to keep on going with the other eye. She already looks pretty all right. It's a good sketch already. And we can move forward for more details. I mean, maybe this mouth is too large, so we can bring the end of the mouth closer here. 10 years ago when I moved to Canada, I started sculpting. So yeah, there are some changes can be done here, but I'm pretty happy already with that because I'm happy with the face expression. I like it. She looks shy, she looks cute, looks like a happy, shy old lady. All right, so now I'm gonna put some volume to under her eyes. Let me show you why. There you go. She has big volumes under her eyes, so let's do that. So to do that, I will make I get a little bit of clay, just about the size that we want to add. I think that might be too much. Let me check. That's too much. Even smaller than that. My first sculpture was my wedding cake topper. That might be good. And I'm just going to, I'm try to go closer. I'm going to add right there. And once I add, I will spread around this. I would love if I could do it with my glasses, look into it very closely, and then I can go slow. When I'm in camera, I can't really wear my glasses and I have to look through the phone what I'm doing, so it's kind of hard because I don't have the proper sense of depth. So that's it. I made a little volume in here, and now I'm going to smooth it out. As I smooth out, because she has wrinkles, I will also, I mean, I don't have to, but I could also add wrinkles right now here. And her wrinkles go, when we're happy, it goes from the corner of the eye, goes up, and here, and here. These are just like, I'm not gonna keep those wrinkles here. I will, this is just to give me an idea. Once I make wrinkles, I will put a plastic and mark with the plastic. But that gives me a good idea of the face expression, because wrinkles also help with face expressions. Okay, so that's already pretty good. And now we can change her nose shape according to what we want. Let's give her a little bit of more eyebrow to her and forehead, because I brought her face farther and she might need more forehead. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of clay like this and flatten, and go around on top of her eyes like that. And that's not a necessary step. It really depends on what you're doing. I'm just doing because I brought her face to the front and the forehead stayed to the back. So that's the only reason. And then I'll make sure it's rounded here. Yeah, I put some go down here after, but the first ones, if she's smiling, are gonna go up if she has a happy smile. And then I just smooth it out. And I always like to smoothen with my tool like this just by rolling it, but that's just something I like to do because I started sculpting with cold porcelain, not polymer clay, and this is very common in cold porcelain. So those are my cold porcelain backgrounds that make me work this way. All right, and that's it. Okay, now that she has volume here, I'm going to bring this one down, and this part, remember we marked the nose right in the center here? So this volume will meet up with the center of the nose, giving a little bit of more volume to this area that I call, it's not the proper name, I just call like that because it looks like one. I call the V of the nose because right here, it's gonna make like a V. But it's just a name I gave it to it. And slowly I will bring it down to meet up with the center of the nose like that. And it's skinnier in the center of the nose. It's skinnier and it usually opens to the eyebrow, and then that's why I call the V of the nose. There you go. And she has hers pretty rounded here. And I will smooth that out to on top of her eye here too. And then you can use a brush if you think it's too hard to smooth this out with a tool. You can just go with a brush or you can go with your fingers, and also you shape how you want her eyebrow to be. There you go. And always make sure that after you do that, right here, you have to keep the temporal bone like here deeper to show the tempora on the forehead. There you go. Now I'm using PV clay. It's the same as Sculpting, just different brand that I like better. It's my favorite brand. And then just smooth it out. And that's it. This eye is pretty much ready. Pay attention if you got a lack of a volume here. If you do add a little bit of more volume here. Sometimes when we add that, there's a lack. You just want to have this division inside from the center of here. This becomes kind of the same thing. So I might even need to put a little bit of clay here to hide this separation here from the center to the outside. There's not really a separation. It's just the eyebrow there. But from the center to as it goes inside the eye, then you can have a separation. No, guys, this is not a person, like from a famous person. It's just a reference that my student chose for her witch. And I'm trying to follow. It's a private class for her. See, now I just need to smooth that out here. And slowly disappear with this one here. You can go on the website www.pvc pvclay.com.br as Brazil. It's a Brazilian clay. And they deliver international. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we just need to smooth it out. And then finish this side and mark the wrinkles. Okay guys, so I think I'm gonna finish it here, and then I'll talk to my student, see how she wants to keep on going with that, because that class is especially for her. Here I would have to probably add some clay here to get more like this way. This side is better than this one, so there's a little hole here that I don't like. I make this, my husband makes the skeletons for me. I made the first one and he makes copy for me. Right now I sell to my students. I don't sell, I just provide my own students because they then can actually follow my classes. But soon there's a plan that is going to be selling on Amazon. So I like this side better, so I'm copying here. That's what I do. If I like one side better, then I go and do the other side. You can become a student. The best way to become a student is through my Patreon account. So it's www.patreon.com/Juliana Lupine, and it's only $10 a month to watch all of my classes. Even the past ones that I already gave are there, and you get access to all of it once you sign up as a student. And you can also watch the live classes. And that's it. I really like this side now. I think it's really cute. And now we have to add the wrinkles. But I want to wait for my student. I want her to reach this on her witch. And I just need to do the other side. And I'm going to talk to her to see how she wants to keep on going with that. Maybe she just wants to go private, and then I'll take a look at her witch and help her out. If you guys want to be my private student, there's also an option on my Patreon to sign up as a pupil. I don't know how to say that word. P-U-P-I-L. I think that's what it is. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope that it was helpful somehow. And if you become my student, you can also order skeletons straight from me right now. And as soon as I can, they will be available on Patreon, on Amazon. Okay, you guys have a great day. And bye-bye. See you next time.